Hello and welcome to BXKC's monthly Rebuild Honestly series. Each month we have a discussion around subject within the economics development of Black Kansas City. This panel today is particularly special because it showcases a new program that BXKC will be launching in 2022 in partnership with Heartland Black Chamber. We will be piloting our new workforce development program, Clout, as part of Heartland Chambers Black professional group, Project Height. This is particularly near and dear to me because I've actually been developing this program over the last couple of years with one of our partners that are on this panel right now, Meg Min. And it has been truly my goal to provide our membership and to provide the people that we serve with a lot of the tools that I didn't have myself growing into my career. I feel like that if you don't really understand who you are from the core, you are limiting yourself to what you can truly accomplish. So this pipeline itself that we have developed assesses our members to where they are, and what we do with those assessments is that we identify your strengths and we identify gaps in where we can provide support through our resource partners for you to be successful in your career trajectory. A lot of these panelists here are really key to us accomplishing that goal. And it's a real great honor and appreciation that I have for them for joining me today. So you guys have seen what we have put out there as far as our list. I'm going to introduce them individually first. We're going to do a little bit different today so that they can be able to have time to uh, explain or present to you all the programs or the organizations that they serve. And then as we go along, I will speak to how each one of these ties in to this workforce development pipeline. Once everybody has individually introduced themselves, we will have a short roundtable discussion about the impact of COVID-19 to the workforce in Kansas City, how all of these partners and tools have been able to help professionals identify their true career trajectory, and overall how BSKC, with everybody in collaboration, will be able to support everyone in their endeavor or support our members in their endeavors. This program, it will be will be given to all of our premium members, which that membership will be launching later on in September. One kind of thing that I like to get off my desk is next Friday we will be having our brunch. It's called the Prelude, and this Prelude is definitely just a snapshot of what BSKC will be providing to our members and to those who are looking to become a member of BSKC. We'll be at the on the rooftop at Big Brothers and Big Sisters from 11:30 to 4:30. Sorry, from 11 to 4:30. This is our Millionaire Mindset series. So we will have Versi Lark, who is a former DST executive, who has managed over I believe $1 billion in his tenure there in DST, and has grown that company over $250 million during his time there as well. So it'd be really great to hear from a Black executive what he's been able to do to develop the career that he has. And again, this pipeline that we're creating now gives hope or gives those support tools for a lot of people to follow in the footsteps that he's been able to lay out. So I'm really, really excited for this panel. I feel like it's a great alley oop to what we have going on next weekend. And without further ado, I want to get started. So the first guest that I want to bring is Brianna Larson. Unfortunately, she could not make it, but she did provide a video for us to listen into what it is that she provides through Gallup as a certified Strength Finders consultant. I've taken Strength Finders a number of times in my career. It's allowed me to not only identify what my top strengths were, to being a good person, to being a good employee, to being a good team member, but it also allowed me to see what strengths that I need to find in other people to have a great collaboration in achieving a goal, whether it's in the workplace or inside a personal setting. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up this short clip for Brianna just to speak to you guys a little bit more about what she does and what she can provide through Strength Finders.
Hi, my name is Bree Lawson, and I'm a Gallup certified strengths coach. Gallup is an analytics and advice firm that administers the Clifton Strengths Assessment. Through that assessment, you are generated a unique report that you can utilize to begin to better understand, explore, and apply your unique talents and strengths to the things that you do every day and the goals that you have. I am available for coaching of managers, teams, and individuals, and that can range anywhere from your personal professional development goals, what it looks like to be more knowledgeable and able to leverage your unique strengths and talents, where to look for different blind spots, barriers that could be impeding your success, or just areas to help you better connect what development and continued progression in your career and personal endeavors looks like. I'd be happy to assist anyone that would like to explore what that means to better understand your talents and strengths and how to apply them, what it looks like to go into space and be able to best communicate with someone, what it is that you do well, the areas in which that you partner and collaborate the best based on your strengths, and what it is that you need from others around you to complement and balance out what it is that you do, how you show up, and the opportunities that could be in front of you as an individual or as a member of a team. So, the Clifton Strengths Assessment takes you there. It's about an assessment that may take anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes to complete, but once done, the opportunity to utilize it and to frame it for your optimal success is endless. I highly suggest Clifton Strengths to anyone, and I would be happy to further communicate with someone if you have questions about what this could look like specifically for you, or what it looks like to step into the space of understanding your top 5, understanding your top 10, or even your full 34. So strengths are all about who a person is, what they do with the talents that are innate to them, and how they consistently invest and develop in those talents to be better, show up better, and offer better to those around them.
Awesome. So again, we as a BSKC member who utilizes the cloud program, you will go through various assessments. The first assessment will be the Strengths Finders assessment. And then with that Strengths Finders assessment, you will actually have a personal meeting with Bree herself, and where she can be able to help you understand what your results are. She'll ask you various questions to help you understand how you can apply those results to your current situation, and even great ways to kind of help strengthen those strengths that you weren't able to that did not fall into that top 5 or top 10 category. The great thing that I found out from Brianna during my consultation was that there's no such thing as weaknesses. You know, we just have those strengths that we utilize frequently and we utilize well. Those other strengths are strengths that we still have. We just have to find ways to better tap into them, or find people around us who hold those strengths that will allow us to be greater at the things that we do. Another one of the great assessments that we have is provided to us by the DeBruce Foundation. So today we have Dr. Darren, who will kind of explain to you a little bit more about what the DeBruce Foundation is, and the agility testing, and how you can apply those things to your career trajectory. Dr. Darren? Hey, Dr. Darren, I'm sorry, but I think you're still on mute, sir. I'm sorry about that.
And I just got off mute. Little technical. Sorry about
There you
that.
go. No.
Sorry. I am a senior director at the DeBruce Foundation. We're local. We're located on 45th and Main, and our mission is to expand pathways to economic growth and opportunity. And we do that, or at least I do that in my role, is I'm the lead person for our educational outreach team. So we work with people of all ages, but I tend to focus on young people ranging from high schoolers to folks that are trying to get 2-year AA degrees in community college like Metropolitan, or a technical certificate. all the way through people that are in college and beyond. And we have a tool, it's a free tool, as a matter of fact, called the Agile Work Profiler, which if anyone wants to take it, it's on a website called agilities.org, agilities.org, and it takes about 10 minutes to complete. And it's similar to Strength Finders in the sense that it's an assessment of your strengths, but it's also an assessment of things that you're interested in. And once you have the results across these things that we call agilities, we will work with you or provide tools that help you connect what you're strong at or what you would like to be stronger at to careers. So our real goal is to produce more informed career decision makers, and we do that again at the high school level. We do it with college-age people, and we do it with older adults. We're currently working with Big Brothers Big Sisters, the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center, the Bridge program for entering freshmen at UMKC, and we're looking for other partners. So again, our goal is to broaden people's awareness of careers, of meaningful careers that are out there in Kansas City and beyond Kansas City, and help prepare people for the workforce by making them aware of what's available for them to do, help them plan how they're going to be trained or educated for those jobs, and to make informed decisions so that they can not only have a meaningful career for them, but earn a really good salary. So anyone interested in our work, please check us out at agilities.org.
All right, Dr. Darren, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. When I was introduced to the agilities through, I believe it was the uh, Mid American Regional uh, Council's conference, it really struck me as a great tool that will be greatly utilized for our membership. And again, it's a free tool. It is out there for anybody who wants to explore what their agilities are. I think the biggest thing that I appreciated about the agilities tool is that it allowed me to be able to take those agilities and match them with a projected job that I wanted to try to go for in my career through the Agilities XP. And again, so these are free tools, but the thing about BXKC is that we are trying to become, or we will be the hub to where you can find all of these resources with the click of a button. You'll be able to have somebody assist you with understanding what these results are, understanding how to apply these results to your work, to your career trajectory plan. And we as BSKC, when it comes to our board members, our team members, and our volunteers, will be with you along the way to be that accountability partner to ensure that you accomplish the goals that you set out for yourself. Up next, I want to say the biggest thing about these type of programs is that if you are not holistically developed, or if you do not attack any social barriers that might withhold you from engaging in these things and truly being successful, you can truly fall short. I mean, it could be anywhere from, a suspended license. It could be anything from not having a GED, not completing college. I don't really call that a barrier. I just call that just another hurdle that we can help you kind of get through. A great thing about our next guest, which is Nelson Gabriel from Made Men, is that they hold a host of programs and tools that can help you really understand what's needed for you to have that holistic development in place. Working with Made Men, we've been able to truly impact Wyandotte County when it comes to their deficit in GED graduates, especially in the lower number regions, and really provide them with a family-like atmosphere to learn and develop. But I don't want to take his shine away from him. Nelson has done some really, really great work. He's a bishop, and so you're gonna get a little preaching in this too as well. But without further ado, I want to bring in Nelson Gabriel, Made Me KC.
Hey man, you're not taking my shine. This is your shine. Know me without you. My name is Nelson Gabriel. I serve as the president and CEO of Made Men here in Wyandotte County. Really excited about the fact of what we're doing through our Life Strategies program. Made Men is in its 10th year this year, our 4.5 years of GED. And Life Strategies has been that program that has taken individuals and taught them how to really identify those barriers and work towards removing the barriers out of their way. What's exciting about the fact is that people that come through our door, they leave differently, and we're excited about that because we throw our arms around them and assess situations in such a way to where they're open and honest about what it is that is causing them not to matriculate through or to be successful in what they're trying to do. In Wyandotte County right now, 30% of Wyandotte County as a whole doesn't have a high school diploma. 46% of the two zip codes, 66101 and 66102, where we are housed, doesn't have a high school diploma. We took it as our goal to go door to door and encourage individuals to get a high school diploma, help them to remove those barriers through forms of assessments that we have put in place that really digs deep and connect them to the resources that they could find out what's going on with them and remove those barriers and move forward. We've been excited about the fact that in 4.5 years, we've done 400 plus GEDs, and we're excited that people are still coming, even throughout the pandemic. Our doors have never closed, and we've always been here to help people figure it out. The barriers that we're finding out is that a lot of times it's little stuff. I mean, little things, as Craig has said, like IDs and birth certificates and social security cards. Those things have become a barrier to people getting employment. When we started Life Strategies, we started it with the idea of getting people from welfare to work, getting them to not rely on the system, but to rely on their own capabilities to work with their own hands. And so in doing that, we found out that most of the employers required that individuals have a high school diploma. And so we are diligently working hard to ensure that everyone has a high school diploma, no matter where they are, from age 16 to 77. We've had a guy who's 77 years old in our reading program now for the last year and a half, and he has promised to get his GED. So we're gonna stick with him until we figure it out how to get him his GED, and he wants to do it on his own. And help him to develop that success for himself. We are really looking at what has happened in our community over the last year. We've developed this community health worker project program with Made Men. Basically, it takes an individual who has no high school diploma, and what we want to do is take that person from a high school diploma to become a CHW, which is a community health worker. And we've connected with partners to ensure that they have a job at the end of those 6 weeks. And the reason we've done that is because what we found out is that the community health workers, we have a shortage in Wyandotte County. And the growth is getting ready to grow so fast for community health workers because throughout the pandemic, people are finding out that they need resources, connection to resources, but the credible voices are not there. And we need more credible voices of community members. And so we want to train these community members and get them ready to help somebody else. It's going to be what we call a big pay it forward, where individuals will get the tools that they need that are necessary for their development and then pass them on to somebody else. So we're excited about that. We're excited about being able to help folk become certified. During the pandemic, we were there. In the midst of it, people needed to be certified in real estate, need to be insurance people, work from home. Everybody was doing what they needed to do. We're partnering now to kind of help push people along who really need a job and were working from home. We've instituted a work from home program where we are partnered with LaDainties LLC to help individuals get jobs immediately and start working from home. We're training them. We're providing the technical support to make sure that they have what they need to be successful. Our goal at Made Men is empowerment, and that's what we do every day and will continue to do.
All right, I appreciate that, Nelson. Made Me has been a really, really big impact into who I am today. And without them, there would be no me. So I really appreciate him taking the time to speak with us and to further expound on getting those certifications. Made Me is a an official Pearson VUE testing site. So if you go to Pearson VUE, you'll see a plethora of certifications that you can get yourself through various industries. And really, this is what we're talking about when it comes to that alternative education. A lot of the, a lot of our community are well within their jobs. They don't have the time to even take some courses, or they don't have the time to go back to school. So they have to self-educate. And a lot of that self-education comes through workforce experience, might come through some night classes, or just overall just kind of putting hard nose, getting into these books and really studying. But where do you go to show that you need to show that you have these new skills that you've been able to develop on your own? Well, through the Pearson VUE, you'll find an array of certifications that you can take. Made Men is one of the few testing centers in the greater metro area, and we're happy to partner with him to push a lot of potential certificate participants to his space. So once you have all that social development, you've gotten over your barriers, you have these assessments, you have your results, you understand who you are, and now it comes to that point to where you're really trying to get out into the workforce, and you're really trying to connect yourself with those jobs that are not only just jobs, they're not only 9 to 5s, but they are true equitable opportunities. So my next guest that I have is Chelsea Parker with IHRU 24/7, and Chelsea is her program is very dynamic, and I think that I I think that if I had this service when I was coming up, when I was getting into my career, I'd be a whole lot further. One thing that she said is that applying for a job or searching for a job is a job itself, and so they take a lot of that work away from you. And even when it comes to understanding, your benefits, or even navigating through the things that is needed when it comes to HR interaction at your job, they have a 24/7 service that does that for them. But again, I could not do this any justice. I want to bring Chelsea in here so she can speak to you guys onto what IHRU 24/7 can provide for you.
Thank you so much, Craig, for that introduction. Yes, IHRU is very dynamic. Our ultimate goal is to improve the employment experience nationwide. That's in all aspects. We were formulated and specifically designed to meet the needs of affordability, and also focus and emphasis on putting the humanity and resource in human resources. It's not just a business arena that is needed. It is also one that is needed for your career health. We certainly encourage career health. We know typically in the workforce, they peddle a work-life balance. We at IHRU make it a point to emphasize a life-work balance. Our focus is to support all of your needs in every arena, and no matter your credentials, your educational background, or your criminal history. We are absolutely here 24/7 for your needs. We have a subscription model, functions just like Netflix and Amazon. You can cancel anytime, and we really do the work for you. Like you said, it's a job to look for a job. We actually apply to jobs for you if you are in our Opportunity Plus package as an employee. We also do resumes up to 3 based on your skill sets and your education. We also provide interview preparation. You get one at the start, and you also have it on demand, regardless of what situations you're encountering, whether it's dealing with a difficult management relationship, if you're concerned about disciplinary actions, anything relative to employee relations. Is the offer that you received, is that equitable? How to negotiate for a higher offer in regards to acquiring a new position, and also surviving in the workforce. A lot of workforce right now takes a toll on your life. Face it, we spend majority of our time there at a job and in traffic. So we certainly want to be a support system. And that doesn't mean necessarily just giving you information, but giving you the guidance and a lot of the actionable steps necessary in order to meet your needs. Typically, especially in common practice, there's not always the actions of best practice, and that's what we're here to address. We're here to address the wall that is hit throughout your employment, where things are mundane. It seems like it's going to be the same from every employer, one to the next. And also that it can be a little discouraging as you are going and facing some issues with bad cultures, hostile environments, low pay, low balling, discriminatory practices, you name it, we support it. And a lot of the things that were created were based off of individuals that have faced these issues. My team has certainly been well seasoned in the workforce and is here to give what they wish they would have had, as Craig said, in order for us to make better employment decisions that not only affect our careers, but affect our immediate lifestyles and our families.
All right, sorry about that, guys. I know my screen is glitching a little bit, but we're gonna push through. Uh, Thank you, Chelsea, so much for that. Again, IHRU 24/7 is a great service. I think that our members, as they are onboarded through the cloud program, would definitely find this service very helpful for them in their career, and again to help them with that work-life balance. Um, I think too much of our community is just working to be working, but we all know that we all spend majority of our time at our jobs, and so to be able to gain true support and finding these jobs that will take up a whole lot of our lives, and really make sure that it's something that is impactful for our career or for our family's advancement. I think you couldn't go no wrong with HRU IHRU. Last but not least, this guy really doesn't need any true introduction. Mr. McQueen has been a true impact to workforce development in Kansas City, Greater Metro, especially in the Missouri side. The Full Employment Council holds a plethora of programs for individuals who are trying to get on track, who are looking to really find a career, and they do them um, and many times at no cost to the individual themselves. It was really important for me when it came to this workforce pipeline to include the FEC because I see the work that they do, but I don't think that the individuals who go through these programs are truly highlighted the way that they need to be highlighted, or this program itself isn't highlighted the way that it needs to be highlighted. Again, this is one of those tools that I wish I knew about in the beginnings of my career. They 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 come across so many different industries that their participant base is very diverse. And what I truly appreciate about them is that they are constantly working every day, bringing new opportunities, and also adjusting to what the industries are doing. So without further ado, I want to bring in Mr. Clyde McQueen in to speak a little bit more about the Full Employment Council.
Well, thank you, Craig. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here with you this evening. This is a great opportunity for, as people can see, this great network of support, system of support, and everybody here is part of a system designed to provide better opportunities for our community in particular. I would like to say the first thing that we want to know is what is the market for our region? And George Washington University did a study about 3 years ago that said that Kansas City, in terms of good paying jobs, and those are jobs between $40,000, $55,000 a year and up, what was the market for that? Well, 51% of our jobs, good paying jobs, would require a high school, being a bachelor's degree or better, but 49% of them do not. They only require a certification of some sort. And that's important to know, because the one thing that we want to do is to provide opportunities that are tied to the market, that will be there and that will pay decent salaries. We've been having many conversations of late, in particular about persons saying, well, people really just don't want to work. People really aren't motivated to work. The unemployment insurance system payments are prevented from going to work. And that's just absolutely untrue. What is happening is people have evaluated what they need to go to work based upon the needs of their families, based upon the need of childcare, based on the need of transportation, those type of things. So what we have are a number of programs that are debt-free or debt reduced that we introduce to persons so that they don't have the financial burden of debt when they complete and go to work. We have programs that focus on industry sectors, information technology, that provide starting wages anywhere from $18 as an apprentice on up. But one big change has been apprenticeships, and many people say, well, that's been an opportunity, which basically is an opportunity for persons to earn while they learn around a specific progression, is that we have identified the fact that many apprentices can start off at $18 an hour, but that's the beginning wage, and it may end at $24 an hour. And one interesting aspect is that a new labor assistant secretary for the Department of Labor, who I met 2 weeks ago, was the ambassador to Sweden in the Obama administration. And in Sweden, and you all may know that Sweden is a very, it costs a lot to live there, but 75% of all the high school students in Sweden graduate with an apprenticeship certification. And so that's the type of opportunity where people can earn while they learn and have a defined career progression where they know how much they can earn, what their wages can be, and can choose to go further if they so desire. The other aspect that we want to really focus upon is lifelong learning. Many persons may feel that they are stuck, that they are at the ceiling of their wages, and they need additional certification to go further. And one thing that we're promoting for many, is the ongoing area of career progression through training. And that can be something as simple as a certification, for example, going from Microsoft 12 to Microsoft 13 or Microsoft 4 to Microsoft 5. Maybe it's something that your employer will provide, or even in some instances, the Full Employment Council will provide, that enables you to sustain your career in a meaningful way. And we think that those are things that people should look at when they're applying for jobs. And people say, well, what makes people apply for jobs? And people say, well, we have jobs that they don't apply for. Well, I can tell you, advertise the wages that you're going to pay, identify the career progression, your fringe benefit package, and we've run studies and we've seen where we didn't advertise the career progression, we didn't advertise the wage, very minimal applications. When we advertise wages, $16, $17, $18 or more, high degrees of applications. In fact, they are tremendous, especially when you identify the fringe benefit. So those are questions that people should ask while they're applying for new jobs. What should happen? And at the Full Employment Council, we have labor market information that you can access. We have different type of training programs that you can access. We also have leverage programs where we can work with employers on the apprenticeship model to work those forward. So we just encourage those persons. We are all here as a part of a system of support. What Nelson provides, what other speakers talked about earlier, all those things are tied to our ability to be here as a system for you. So I strongly encourage you, and this is abbreviated, but feel free to come in, walk in. We have been doing appointments, but if you don't have one, we don't want you to be discouraged. Come in, ask the questions, and we'll try to get those answered for you. But Kansas City is a great opportunity right now, because if you look at what's happening on the coast, we have tremendous numbers of people moving back here now, because we're a 24-hour economy. We still are a moderate place to live, and we're working on keeping it that way. And we are a place where persons can live in a variety of neighborhoods and be able to work and live within their community. So we just want to continue to see, for you to see the variety that we have to offer, and feel free to call upon us anytime when you want.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. McQueen. I'm gonna go ahead and bring everybody in for our short questions session that we have. And Again, everybody who have spoken so far, I want you guys to, or who is viewing us now, we have everybody's links within the comments. So if you have any questions, or if you missed anything that they talked about, please feel free to click on those links to get further information, or just reach out to us at info@bskc to help you guys navigate to the person that you would like to talk to. So the first question I want to bring up is, the impact of COVID-19 has left many unemployed, and to this day, in some opinions, feel like the workers felt underappreciated, or they feel unmotivated to get back into their original career track. How can any of your programs support the community or support the unemployed who are looking for a new route? And I'd like to direct that to Dr. Darren first.
All right, I'm going to actually unmute this time so folks can hear me. Given that our area of emphasis, or at least within the work that I do at our foundation, the DeBruce Foundation, is on educational outreach, we're trying to play what I would call the long game in terms of employment. So our goal isn't simply to help folks find any job or a job to pay the bills today, although that's obviously important, especially during times like this with the pandemic. But our focus is on helping people build long-term lasting careers. So what I would say to folks that are feeling frustrated or maybe out of the job market is you can use tools like StrengthsFinders, like our agility tools, to think about what's my long-term goals? What kind of career do I want to have 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What kind of money do I want to be making 5 years from now, 10 years from now? And probably most importantly, what is going to be meaningful to me? I think a lot of folks, when you're unemployed or when you're not aware of all your options that are out there, you might just take a job that happens to be hiring. But just because they happen to be hiring, even if the pay is good, doesn't mean that's the best situation for you. So a lot of folks may find themselves with a job that they're not happy with, or not sure what job will make them happy. So beyond our agility tools, we have things that let you, like you mentioned before, Craig, do some career exploration. So you can look at things you may have heard of or things that you may not even be familiar with, but you should be considering as part of your long-term career goals, that even if you start at an entry level, making that $15, $18 a year that a client was talking about, $18 an hour, you can build towards a much more meaningful salary that will allow you to take care of yourself and your family and give you some long-term goals. So that's my suggestion, is to really try to look at not just the short game, but the long game.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Mr. McQueen, I believe you probably are on the front lines when it comes to unemployment. What is it that your program is doing to try to help a lot of these, help our community kind of get back into the workforce, like everybody's saying, into a meaningful career plan?
Well, I think one thing is that many people need to give themselves credit for the skills they bring. About 60% of all the jobs that were reduced were in the service industry, restaurant, etc., customer service, and they need to understand that is a skill. That is a extreme skill. So many employers want people who know how to effectively work with customers, how to make them engage them, because through that vehicle, they will buy their product. And so maybe it means that a person who has a good customer service ability will be able to work in information technology, may be able to work in an IT-related occupation, or even work in a service-based or manufacturing-based occupation, because many of the manufacturers are doing a lot of things, such as online orders, customer service orders, and things of that sort, but they tie directly to the supply chain. So we want people to know that even though that particular sector may be down, and persons of color tended to be predominated in many of the sectors that left, because African Americans, one, were the most impacted by this pandemic. Latinos, two, secondly, were the most impacted by this pandemic. But there were those sectors that they do have. They just need to add something with what they've already developed to be able to earn more meaningful income. So that's what we encourage people to do. It doesn't mean all of your skills have been outdated. It doesn't mean you're no longer value. It means we just add another piece to the skill that you bring to the table in terms of certification, in terms of a credential. That a lot of times does not mean you have to go to school for another 12 months, another 6 months. We've done 8, 12 weeks to the industry base, and that's an option for you. So we really encourage people, don't just think your whole career, everything that you brought to the table is now outdated. That's not true. And you have a certain skills you developed, and that coupled with additional certifications can make you very valuable in today's labor market.
Awesome. And Chelsea, where are you hearing from some of your HR partners when it comes to them trying to encourage people to come back to the workforce, and what are they looking for as trying to get over these hurdles that they're facing right now?
Some of my clients, actually a lot of them, they have come to me because HR, the usual way, is not effective right now. So with that being said, I cannot put the onus on the storyline of, oh, well, a lot of people don't want to work. That's simply not true. The first thing that needs to be implemented is we are dealing with human beings, and there's been a lack of accountability, a lack of unprofessionalism, and also a lack of transparency and fairness when it comes to the workforce. So I personally require all of my clients, as we do service businesses as well, I personally require their stakeholders and their ownership, not just their human resources, to commit to our standards of best practices when it comes to human resources. So I go in and clean them up. To Mr. McQueen's point, there's absolutely an issue when it comes to the visibility and the applications that are received for job descriptions and postings that are not targeting a direct answer. There's too much ambiguity, it's too vague, and it's not giving people, hey, this is what you can expect from us as an employer, this is what we can afford to pay you, this is what we're offering, and going from there. What is your end goal? And also to Mr. Gabriel, he mentioned a huge point. There's a lack of credibility. There's been too much watered down conversations and just initiatives that have been discussed and not actionable moves made in the workplace. So even though I have the quality talent for the employers that come to me and want staffing services, or they want me to do their talent acquisition, even though I have that, I have to make sure that who I'm sending, that they are going to a healthy environment. We emphasize career health. We actually define it as the condition of one's employment in livelihood's best interest at this time. Having a healthy career is just as serious as having a healthy body. A lot of the stress-caused diseases are coming from job-related stress. Financial stress comes from what? Your jobs. So we have to address these things that we carry back and forth to work and home. And until we do so, right now there's a lot of pushback. COVID caused people to analyze what their priorities are, what was important. And as I always say, when you get away from something, it's hard to go back to it. It's hard to go back to unprofessional management. It's hard to go back to hostile environments. I personally have a mission of getting a lot of people that are qualified to be in equitable positions. All should be equitable. But the fact that I pull a lot of my resumes and applications of individuals that have followed instruction, they've gone through programs with Woodruff's location and with Gabriel's location. They've gone through these things and pursued and received their degrees. They have bachelor's degrees, they've got master's degrees, and they are not in qualified roles. I am determined to get them out of call center environments. That's unacceptable. And customer service is underpaid. And that's a lot of our big business in the Kansas City, Missouri area. We have a lot of customer service roles. We've got a lot of inside sales roles. A lot of things are call center based. And these call centers end up being black holes. They end up being dead end jobs. There's a decrease in pay increase. There's a decrease in the commissions and the merit increases that are advertised when they signed up for these roles. So making the employers put their money where their mouth is, and also to catch up the gap that we have when it comes to compensation. Nobody should be out here working for $14 an hour. Our federal minimum wage is too low. And when the federal government doesn't do the right thing, if you want to be a competitive employer, if you want to have an advantage, if you want to be successful in your business and in your industry, right now is the time to set yourself apart and get on the right side of the line and pay people appropriately. Not, oh, we have a comfortable dress code. That's not monetary. That's not employee appreciation. They need appropriate wages. And putting that there allows me to make it easier for you to get quality talent and keep quality talent.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. You hit a lot of great points, and really understanding our worth. I think everybody did. And I think that what COVID has done is really allow people to kind of sit down and really engage what that worth is. Nelson, and really a lot of our high school. So Nelson, as we as BSKC has done our community outreach, we've heard from a lot of high school students that, college is just not as appealing to them as it used to be. They're actually looking to dive headfirst into the workforce. What is it that you feel like we can do to serve these students, and how do you feel that they can, really gain that workforce experience and education experience balance that's needed in today's workforce?
I really believe that what we call upskilling, we got to upskill the individuals and connect them to training programs. If college is not for them, or they feel that that's not the career path that they're going to take, and that's where their mind is set, we need to figure out training programs and that will provide them with the career path that would be a livable wage, for them. And I appreciate Chelsea so much and what she was saying as it relates to getting our people prepared for the right kind of job and having them to be valued as an employee, which means that we need to get our skills up. So we are encouraging individuals to really take a look at certification training program, apprenticeship programs that may be available to them to get them through a skilled program that could possibly get them a construction, welding, union job that could get them some solid income that will come in for them. That's what we have available on this end. I know that on the Missouri side there are a lot of more opportunities as well, and programs that directly deal with this workforce aspect. And so today, I was in this for the last 3 days. I've been in a training with some of the people from actually Dr. Darren's people from DeBruce, and we went through the agilities training and case management training. And there are a lot of jobs that are out there that are available for individuals, and we just got to. And my words still go back to skills up, upskilling, skilling, and making sure that we can get them the right skills that they would need to progress forward.
Dr. Darren, as individuals take the agilities test, as Nelson mentioned, or as we talked about earlier, with Agility XP, you're able to kind of match those skill sets that you currently have to possible jobs that are out there in the Kansas City area. What are some ways to, if my skills or my agilities don't match the career that I'm looking for, what do you feel like are some ways that people can further develop those agilities to kind of get them up there? How do you guys see yourselves kind of tracking those results as well?
Yeah, that point about what can you do to prepare yourself for careers, even if your agilities don't suggest that you're fully qualified or ready for them. And let's face it, most of us aren't, especially if we didn't get our high school degree, a high school diploma, or we haven't attended college, or maybe we started college and didn't finish. And that is actually more folks in that situation than folks that actually did and have their degrees. You're not going to just jump out of bed and be fully qualified for a lot of the high-paying jobs. But I think we're very fortunate to be living in a time where there's so many different pathways to good careers. So one of the things we emphasize is even if you do think that something like college, a 4-year college degree, is not in the cards for you, or that's not what you want to do, as Mr. Gabriel was talking about and Mr. McQueen, there are training certificate programs where you can get qualified for good jobs, good paying jobs in less than a year sometimes, or a shorter period of time than a degree. And there's also the 2-year programs, like at places like Metropolitan Community College, where you can get a 2-year degree as opposed to a 4-year. And I think what I don't want to do is try to sell the notion that this is an easy process. You can just go to one of our organizations today, and by next week, you'll have this high-paying job. You probably do need to look in the mirror and ask yourself, what am I personally invested in doing? What are my goals? And what am I prepared to do to accomplish them? And in some cases, that might mean working part-time while getting a certificate at the same time, or going to school part-time, or it might even mean working full-time if you have to earn a certain amount of money to survive and get those skills up. So I would say that it's important, again, to have a short and long-term goal, and then be prepared to invest in yourself and do the things that you need to do to become qualified for those jobs. And with the variety of options available, I would say don't necessarily overstress yourself on thinking you have to, get a 4-year degree or a PhD or a master's. You can start with a certificate, or even just start with a part-time job, and then build on that position and the experiences you gain there to move to the next thing and work your way up the ladder. So it's not just a one job, one experience strategy. It's really connecting all of the jobs that you'll have that you can build up. Maybe you may be making burgers at the fast food place today, but you could become a manager at that same fast food place in a couple of years if you make that your goal. So that's what we tend to focus on.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So I feel like in those situations, or one thing that's kind of helped me in the development of my career was my soft skills. My soft skills really played a part into me being able to navigate across various industries and to really be promoted in the route that I've been in the way that I've been able to promote in many of my jobs. The biggest thing that I found in my job search during the time that I was doing was that even in some of those instances where, or even I guess I could say from my friends, they completed college, and as they try to go into the workforce, the jobs that they are going for are also requiring them to have a certain amount of years of work experience. And it's like, how can I get that same experience when I just spent 4 years of my life at an institution? And I think to your point, Dr. Darren, is that, in those, finite moments of that hard work, working time where you have to get that certification and work a part-time job, if you do those strategically, you'll be able to find that work and education experience ratio that's needed to today. Mr. McQueen, I know that, in trying to attract a lot of these high schoolers who are no longer looking to go to college, or people who are looking to pivot into a new industry, what are some of the requirements that is needed to get into some of your program there at the FEC?
Well, we have three criteria. One is based on your work status, which means are you laid off or not. Secondly is based on your income status, which means you can be up to 200% of poverty or lower living standard. Third is based upon your status as a young person. And if you're a young person, you can either come in as what we define as an out-of-school youth, which is a project that we have, quite frankly, with the Kansas City Public School System called Middle College, which was a brainchild of Dr. Bedell's. We just were fortunate to be able to provide support for it. But the main thing is to have come with your ID, have your social security card. Missouri is an E-verified state. Unlike Kansas, is not as rigid as Missouri is in those regards. So you got to have your documentation. And I think, Craig, one other thing that we really have to talk about, you got to have some financial literacy. You got to be able to manage your cash when you're looking for a job or going to school or doing those things, because in our region is a very large, big region. A lot of the jobs are scattered all over the place. So you got to make sure you manage your income that enables you to get to and from work, to be able to sustain your housing, even if you got a roommate, to be able to do those things necessary to get there. Because we are a 24-hour economy, 3-shift economy, which is a good thing for us, because we early, late, and middle shift. And to do that, when people are looking at about how do they qualify, we even focusing right now, I think Dr. Woodruff was talking about upskilling. I think Nelson was saying the same thing. We can even upskill people right now if they are working at a wage that somebody agrees that they will be promoted or get a new career label, a better wage if they skill up. We have the resources for that right now, because that's a huge issue. Because the one thing that nobody understands is that we don't have a lot of children in our country, and we have had a lot of retirements here lately. A lot of persons. I just flew a plane. Pilots, if you ever go to D.C., don't go to D.C. and leave at the same time you think you're going to leave. It took me 10 hours to fly D.C. because we're short of pilots and stewardesses, short of taxi cab drivers, all these type of things. So we are in a great opportunity, but you got to make sure you have the resources to manage it, to effectively complete it, and to be able to show up at work on time. Because those are 3 criteria you must be able to do.
Awesome. All right, guys. So as we are coming to a close, I would like to ask each of you to take about 30 seconds to somebody who might be looking at this, who would be interested in any of your programs or your organizations. What are 30 seconds of encouragement that you can give them? And I guess you can just call this your elevator pitch at this moment. So Chelsea, I'm gonna start with you.
First and foremost, be confident in opportunities are available at all times. There is no such thing as a dead-end job. My services certainly help you learn how to transition those closed doors to open doors. And we definitely give you that assistance and resources along the way so that you'll have the knowledge that you need in order to survive the workforce. You'll have an understanding of your paychecks, payroll, what to expect from benefits, how to use your benefits, also your compensation, a review of where you're at, where you want to be, and ensuring that you are on the right track and the path in order to meet those goals in a timely manner, and also making sure that what you are doing is in your best interest, that it is what you want to do and not necessarily for the best interest of your company, but also the priority is what's in your career health.
Awesome. Dr. Darren.
I could repeat everything Chelsea said. I think she did a great job. At the DeBruce Foundation, we are trying to empower folks who use our tools and resources with something that we call the agility advantage. And what we mean by that is gaining the confidence and the skills and the awareness of all the opportunities that are out there to allow yourself to not be in a quote unquote dead-end job, but make decisions to make informed decisions about your interest, what you're good at, what you want to do, and what will make you happy, and select career paths that you can actually accomplish. So even if you're at a job, an entry-level job, or a job that you don't want to be at for the rest of your life, we can help you build on where you are today and create a plan for being successful in the future. So I'll repeat, agilities.org is our website. I would encourage you to take a look at those, the Agile Work Profiler, as well as the Career Explorer tools, and feel free to reach out to me personally if you have any additional questions.
All right, Mr. McQueen.
I would just say that what you have today are resources that are available to you, and they are not exclusionary, they're inclusionary. So I encourage you to take advantage of all of them. If we can bridge to Dr. Woodruff, if we can go where Chelsea is, we can go where Nelson is, come where I am. We encourage you to do all of that. And it does not mean, I think that's the thing that we have to learn that others do, they utilize all resources available. And that's the one thing that we as a community and as we do these things, to be surprised how many people use as much resources as they have. So don't feel you just have to go one place. You can use all of us as you try to make things better for you and yourself. And that's the one thing I would want to encourage, because people sometimes think you got to go over here, not there. No, we are all inclusive. We're all here for you, and we want to be able to provide for you the best opportunity possible. Because we're doing this not because we like to work, which we do, but also we want to help our community. I think it's very important.
Thank you for that. All right, Nelson.
Our tagline says it all. We empower men and women to do great things. And through Life Strategies, we're looking forward to bringing people together to help encourage individuals and to help them to remove those social barriers. Made Men is located right on the bus line at 1542 Minnesota Avenue, right here in Wyandotte County. And if anything that you need, just give us a call, 913-521-9400. Our website is www.made-men.org. And we're here to serve every day.
All right. I want to thank all of our guests one last time for joining me on this conversation. I think it's a truly important one, especially in these times. Really understanding where you are and where you can go in Kansas City really determines a lot. Kansas City is a growing big city. I believe the KC Rising data is really projecting us to be one of those top 5 cities, and we cannot do that without true economic empowerment within our community. As Mr. McQueen said, you can utilize all these tools, and BXKC is here to help you align these tools in the proper way so that you can use them effectively. I think far too often that there are programs out there to where you kind of go in and you go out, but you don't know necessarily how to apply those things. And that's where BXKC is trying to really set the tone at for everyone. We're not here to build curriculum. We're not here to do anything that everybody else is doing. We're just trying to be the lines in between the dots. And what you see in front of you are some really great dots when it comes to workforce development. And I'm happy that I'm able to call upon any of you all to support our membership and our community as a whole. So without further ado, I really appreciate everybody coming in. Thank you for those who have commented, who's been in and out. This will be posted on our Spotify page as well, so you could be able to listen to this audio at any time. A couple of quick last announcements. Chelsea will be taking over our Instagram page tomorrow to talk a little bit more about IHRU 24/7 as far as our Representation Matters program. And again, on July 31st, at the Big Brothers Big Sisters rooftop, we'll be having a brunch featuring Mr. Versi Lark. DJ Q will be providing the brunch vibes. Big shout out to Wings Cafe, who will be providing the brunch for us, and it's bottomless mimosas. So if you guys are interested in any of those things, please feel free to come to our Facebook page, sign up for a ticket. I'm gonna give you a quick little secret right now. Right now, you can get $15 off by using the promo code BLK Impact. That's Black Impact. So if you're listening, you got a nice little plug just right then and right there. But again, I appreciate everybody for coming in, and look forward to talking to you guys next month on Rebuild Honestly. Thank you.